see you all. Thanks, Kristen, for organizing this event. A rather solemn event, because we're here, I wouldn't say celebrating, but at least acknowledging the impact of overdoses and substance use disorder here in our lives and in the lives of our friends and family. I believe later we're going to be planting over 2,100 flags, which represent an overdose victim over the past year here in Massachusetts. And for each flag that is planted, that represents not just that overdose victim, but a family, somebody's mother, somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's father, brother, son. Again, it has an impact well beyond the person who breathes their last breath once they do that overdose. Again, all of you, at least here, I know have been touched by this, both personally and professionally. And so I appreciate the work that you do, not just today when we're acknowledging these events on special days, but every day. And I want to thank you for being here. I believe next we have Chief Rawson, who's going to say a few words.
So the Ashland Police Department has to look at substance use disorder and overdoses a little bit different than most. We have committed to being a resource for those that are suffering from substance use disorder and the people that love them. So we do have Kirsten, there she is, Kirsten Kern, our clinician who's available. She's tenacious, she's steadfast in her commitment as an Ashland resident, as a parent, to the most vulnerable members of our society. But we also have to look at law enforcement and trying to stem the tide of these substances, the deadly fentanyl, from getting into our community. Michael actually brought to my attention this week how we really didn't publicize enough, I don't think, the work that we do as part of the Metro West Drug Task Force. And Operation Autobahn was the biggest in recent Massachusetts history fentanyl bust. And it happened last year, and Ashland is part of the Metro West Drug Task Force. This is a multi-million-dollar ring, multi-layered, all the way across the East Coast, New York City, down through Ashland. And the amount of fentanyl that was coming into our communities on a daily basis was mind-boggling. The whole operation stemmed from one anonymous tip from an Ashland resident that was seeing what she thought was a drug deal happening continuously in her neighborhood. It's called Operation Autobahn because they had cars that I've never even heard of, the ones where the doors go up and down, fancy $250,000 million cars. But
Lamborghini?
Lamborghini, thanks,
Yeah.
Lynn.
Yep.
Yes. We're not only here to support people who are suffering from substance use disorder, we are equally, although we don't talk about it, we are equally trying to enforce the laws and keep these substances out of our community. So we will continue working. Kirsten does a great job. We work with our partners in public safety, Lynn. The fire department is always there, trying to make Narcan available. What our human services department does on a day-to-day basis to support the residents that need assistance is humbling. So we'll just continue the fight year after year. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Lynn? Yeah, so I just would like to reiterate what Chief Rossi said, but on behalf of Chief Roby and the members of the Ashland Fire Department, we're very proud to join in with our partners, like Kristen and her team, Board of Health, Chief Rossi and her team, and the town manager and his team, to be able to sponsor this great event here at the Public Safety Building. But I think that individually, each one of us can accomplish quite a lot. But together, we can accomplish so much more. So together we're going to fight this fight, and we're really proud to be part of this. Thank you.
And so, hi, I'm Kristen French. I am the Director of Prevention and Human Services for the town of Ashland. So this is the second year in a row that Ashland has recognized International Overdose Awareness Day. Last year we did it at the Ashland Farmers Market, and we had a lovely turnout, and we planted one flag for every 10 overdoses. So we planted about 200 flags, and this year we thought that we would try to expand that effort and really represent the loss that Massachusetts faced over the last year. So we are planting 2,125 flags to represent each of the lives lost in 2023. And what I think what is most amazing about these sorts of recognitions is when the community comes out and really takes part of it. So this is something that we'll be doing every August. It's really important to us, to our department, and to our community.
Yeah, like I said, a friend of mine lost a son to fentanyl, accidental overdose. He was a real good kid, you know, and he worked on my house, and I knew him briefly, but out of respect for him and his father, I decided to come down and plant some flags, you know, in remembrance of him. And you know, it's a good cause. It's important for people to wake up to the fact that it wasn't like it was when I was a kid. You know, back in the 60s and the 70s, drugs were more recreational. Today, they're quite deadly. And you can make a mistake. You can make one mistake, and that'll be it. And a lot of people just don't realize that. So it's important to bring this to people's awareness. And they'll can't miss these flags as they drive by, ask a question, and it keeps in everybody's consciousness, and it helps to at least fight the problem, hopefully solve the problem someday. So anyways, that's why I'm here.